America's forests are as spectacular as they are varied. They range from the boreal forest through every climate zone to the tropics. They are home to more than 18,000 plant and animal species. These lands sustain our society. We rely on them for clean air and water, for building materials, for energy, as a source for food, and for recreation and spiritual renewal. The health and well-being of people and communities are inextricably linked to America's forests. Native Americans were here for thousands of years, living in harmony with the land that sustained them. There were hundreds of culturally complex and distinct nations and tribes, some semi-nomadic, relying on hunting and gathering, and some that focused on farming. When Europeans first arrived in America, they did not find virgin forests untouched by human hands. The first peoples were also the first stewards, managing the land for millennia. Colonization along the Atlantic coast began 450 years ago. European settlers arriving in America formed two basic beliefs about forests that would influence attitudes well into the 20th century. That land cleared of trees represented progress, and, more importantly, that there was an inexhaustible supply of wood. As a result, huge tracts of land were cleared for agriculture and to provide wood for heating and as fuel for industry. Rivers were dammed for energy production, and wildlife was hunted extensively, some species to extinction. The list of damage caused to forests by exploitation was vast. Erosion, flooding, massive wildfires, pollution of rivers, and decimation of many wildlife species. At the end of the 19th century, out of this near catastrophe grew a new ethic: recognition that wise use and resource conservation are essential to sustaining our forests. Through both public and private efforts, the United States created a system of environmental protections that benefited our forests and watersheds. We set aside forests as managed public lands in national forests, parks, refuges, and as wilderness. We developed federal legislation to protect air and water quality and to restore damaged watersheds and cutover lands. We regulated hunting and fishing. We recognized the need for sound science and trained professional foresters to become good stewards of the land. We established research as an important component of our land management agencies, and we created forestry degrees and research programs in our universities. As forest industry developed, it partnered in research too. Professional organizations were formed to advocate for science-based management of private and public forests, to develop new forest products, and to encourage conservation and wise use of natural resources. And we created cooperative forestry programs that helped federal and state forestry agencies provide assistance to private landowners. Today we face many challenges. Weather patterns are changing. Insect and disease outbreaks have become more severe. Droughts are more prevalent, resulting in more wildfire. And we have many more non-native pests impacting our forests. Land use has changed from rural to urban. Our cities are growing and spreading into wooded areas, where disturbances add complexity to forest management. There is increasing pressure to boost production from forest lands. Energy development, clean water, recreation, mining, wildlife habitat, and wood production are all important land uses, but balancing among them is sometimes difficult. And keeping Americans informed and knowledgeable about forest and natural resource management issues is much more challenging today. Helping Americans understand the importance of these resources and what they provide, clean water, biodiversity, and other ecosystem services, will be a key component of managing our forests for the future. Now it is more important than ever that we maintain strong research programs to ensure that land managers and landowners have the information they need to practice sustainable forestry. Ensuring that our forests are protected into the future for generations to come is our most important responsibility. These are places of stunning beauty and astounding variety, home to many species of plants, animals, and microorganisms living in dynamic balance. Gifford Pinchot, forester and first chief of the United States Forest Service, said, "The worldwide practice of conservation and the fair and continued access by all nations to the resources they need are the two indispensable foundations of continuous plenty and of permanent peace." Healthy and productive forests mean a healthy and productive future in America and the world.